Right, so I'm just on the mill fields and I've come back to see the progression of the demolition of ADM Mills on Mill Street. And I've just been speaking to a local there just about the area and sort of like its demise and all that kind of stuff, things closing down. And he said, have you seen the football pitches up on Harlow Street? They've been abandoned for years and they're just left to rot like. And I was like, the one by the Lifestyles gym? He was like, yeah, it's closed and just left to rot like. Don't know what's going on with them. So I thought, you know what, let's get up there and check them out. Right, I'm just on Harlow Street and just to my left there are the football pitches. Now the guy I spoke to said you can get in dead easy. There's a hole in the fence and there it is just there. So, I think we should just dive straight into it. So this road is where I've done a few chippy videos. Quite a nice little road to come and sit and chill. Right. Oh, let's have a look what we've got here. Wow. So the memories just come flooding back. So originally back in the day, before this was built, this was just like a little bit of a grassy area behind that wall. And you could walk along the back of it and up, and there's a path going down this way as well. So this wasn't my, should we say, childhood football pitch. This was just a walkthrough for my nans when she lived on Grafton Street. Sometimes we'd walk along Millie, and then sometimes with my dad we'd walk up here and through here. And there was a goal just here. I think you might just be able to, yeah, still see it, I think. Yeah, that's the original wall. As you can see, remnants of the white from the goal post. Absolutely mad, I didn't know it was all closed down. The amount of times I've been here and I haven't seen, that hole must be new because I've never seen that before. It was only that was mentioned that it was left to go to ruin. I thought I'd better come up and have a look at it, but yeah, look at it. If anyone does remember this place back in the day, now originally this was just like tarmac before they put the Astro in. And you can still see remnants. Well, you can still see it's not the original. At one point probably tarmacked over it. But yeah, it was a pitch, so the goal was there and then the other goal was down the bottom and it just ran the whole length. I think it might have had like little sideway ones as well, I don't know. Wow. Down here. So this used to be the path running down to Grieve Street, which is just there over yonder there, them houses. They've got various paintings. Is that paintings, is it? Or is it just prints? I don't know. That's print. And this one here, the team spirit of Liverpool 8, dedicated to past and present residents of the local area. So you've got Pegasus FC, wow, Egbert Legion, Peel Hall, 1970s, wow, who remembers Peel Hall? Merseybeat FC, the Alex FC, St George's 1960s, Pegasus, East and West Toxteth. Look at that there, sponsored by Higson's. We've got, what's this down here in the bottom? 1980s, oh, Merseybeat FC. Great Eastern FC. The Great Eastern was just at the end of Harlow Street. East and West Toxteth, 1980s. The Florence FC, 1980s. Pulton Vicks FC, 1980s. Peel Hall FC, 1980s. Crawford FC, 1980s. So obviously it's took quite a lot of sun damage over the years. As you can see, it's all faded out. You've got a row of old terraced houses on that one. And yeah, it's just, wow. So we've got just here the Plustane Group, Liverpool City Council, who I assume is responsible for this place, Lifestyles, Fitness Centres and LMH and LHT. Just look, at just, you can tell it's been closed for a while because you can just tell by the state of it, the state of the floor. Right, so see that building just to the left of me there? Now that was Wellington Road School, and it was built in 1914, and when it was built it was actually used as a hospital in World War I. Later on we had a local legend, a local dingle man by the name of Billy Fury, who attended that school. And now I'm just walking down to Woodruff Street, and we'll get onto that in a little minute. Now Woodruff Street also has some war history as well. So the bigger of the two pictures, I don't think that's original. I think that was bigger back in the day, obviously to stop your ball going over to Grieve Street. I never really used this football pitch back in the day. It was more of just memories from like walking through here with my dad and that. But when I lived down at Grafton Street, we used to use like Yates Walk, that little football pitch there. And then when I moved up to Park Road, we used Dingle Lane as well, which I think's still there to this day. I know it's been, that was remodernised quite a while ago. And I used to do some volunteering work in the centre there, in the youth centre back in the day. Absolutely just fantastic times, I'm telling you. I forgot to mention as well, after that was a school, it became something called the Phoenix Centre as well. It was like, I think they used to have a night school there as well. And incidentally, when I was in school in St Malachy's, we actually sung in the school choir in there. So yeah, happy days. This was also used as well back in the 80s for like police and fire service, and I think ambulance exhibition shows. I did have some photographs of me dad's, like big black and white ones of like basically you could just sit in a fire engine, the police were here, you could sit in a police car, you know, just mess with the sirens and all that. But yeah, it used to happen quite a lot. Like I said before, this wasn't here, the Astro. It was more just like gravelly, so if you fell over, your knees were just getting ripped apart. But yeah, this Astro, still in quite good condition, most parts of it, like, but it's just so eerie. I know it's a weekday and everyone's in school and that and work and whatnot, but you know, every time you'd come past here back in the day, you'd always see gangs of people, gangs of kids playing footy. You know, when I'd walk up through, you used to be able to cut through here as well by the bats. I'd cut through here and I'd know most of them, I'd let onto them and that. So there's a place up on Windsor Street called Firefit, and I think this is probably one of the reasons why this place has just been left to crumble. It's essentially a hub. They've got Astro turfs there. I think Penny Lane Football Club use it to train there. toxteth TV's there, and there's quite it's quite big, to be honest with you. So I think the council sort of sees to that more, and they've just left all this just to go to rack and ruin. And I don't know what's going to happen with it. I can't see, in all honesty, it getting restored as like a football pitch or anything like that. I don't know. It's just, as I say, it's been closed for quite a while now, and up until that little hole getting put in, you couldn't access it. But yeah, do you know, just peeling this back here, so there's the Astro, there's the underlay. I think that's the original floor of the pitch. I think it is, because it was just gravelly stuff. Yeah, so someone's took it upon themselves to cut a nice chunk out, probably for the garden maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so it makes sense now, because why would they take all that up? They just put the underlay under, which is like a whatever they put underneath Astro, and then the Astro on top. It's like a bit like a fake grass for your garden. So I do believe that that is the original floor from back in the day, when this used to be one massive whole football pitch. Right, so do you remember before when I mentioned Woodruff Street? Well, from one local celebrity to another, here is Les Dennis to tell you all about what happened on Woodruff Street.
On that first night, the bombs fell on Wavertree, Everton and the city centre. The Dingle area of Liverpool 8 also took a pounding. This is Peter Whitney and his little sister Jean sitting on the rubble of their bombed house in Woodruff Street. I took them back there to hear their story. Peter, Jean, here we are in Woodruff Street where you grew up, but it's not as you knew it in 1941, is it anymore?
No, not at all. It's used to run straight from the top Park Road,
Yeah.
all the way down to Mill Street, and we were up in number 37. We heard the siren going, so my mum said, get under the table. We heard the plane, and then I heard the bombs. There was a terrible sound. It was like a double boom, 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 and eventually all hell broke loose. The noise, the breaking, the shattering, and everything went quiet. We heard people going past, and the air raid wardens and the helpers, and they said, everybody dead in 37.
Wow.
And my mum said, we're in here. So they said, well, why should there's somebody in there? And then the plane come back and it dropped another bloody bomb. It must have had one left. And I was just blasted down the street.
You were out in the street and you got blasted again?
Yeah.
The sirens was the only thing. Even though I was so small, I can still remember the sirens, you know, when it came over.
So we then decided to move into 32, which was this one here.
Right.
It had a big hole in the roof.
You can see the hole there, yeah.
But, you know, it was better than the one we just come out of.
You're not smiling at all in that photo.
Because I was shouting at Hitler, that's why.
You were shouting at Hitler.
Yeah.
And just at the start of that video as well, you can just see the football pitch just behind them as well. I think that was when it was all modernised, because you can see the old school there, that was all modernised as well. So I don't know when that footage was from, like. So there you have it. I don't know if I'm shocked, to be honest with you. Liverpool City Council just do these things and they're not really bothered, but as I say, there's a main big hub up on Windsor Street there, so plans for that place, if anyone knows, please drop a comment below. And also, if you have any memories of the school, the football pitch, or even the Phoenix, drop a comment below. But yeah, or any memories of the old exhibitions that used to go on there as well back in the 80s with the police and the ambulance and the fire service and stuff like that. So yeah, progress on the mill. It's slow with demolition. People think demolition is a quick process. It's not. You've got to pull things down and you've got to sort things out, and then that gets transferred to various recycling places like scrap metal, scrap wood and brick, and which are going to be used for hardcore and all that kind of stuff. But the Wilson Tower still stands, and whatever this one here is. So they seem to be focusing more on the Mill Street end at the moment, and then this end, which I'm assuming at some point is going to, is that a rat? No, it's not. I think they're going to close this off because they've got a fence just here now. I don't know if to stop people getting over, but, or I don't know, I don't get that, but I think when this comes down, I think they're gonna block it off completely. But I've got the drone up, I've got a new drone in fact, and I've got the drone up and I've done some footage, and it's not much, because there's not much really from last time, just that these back buildings have gone now. But that video will be up hopefully sometime this week maybe, but yeah. So anyway, as I said, any memories of the football pitch up on Harlow Street, please let me know in the comments below. And on that note, thank you very much as always for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next adventure.